Hello fellow old schoolers and welcome to the Pegasus Cup 2020. And this is actually just a random spontaneous get together between various playgroups. There were some playgroups down in the south who Alba Electric Eels has played a lot with, and some of us just got together, and this is just a few guys from each playgroup meeting up from the initiative of some of the guys down south. So just a small gathering, and they've made this tiny tournament with the guys here, and the rules of the tournament are as follows. There are prizes for winning the tournament. The second place will, as usual, get a collector's edition invisibility, and the first prize is a beta Pegasus, I think. Then there's a prize for the most spicy brew, there's a prize for getting the most drunk, and there's a prize for making the first kill in the game with a Mesa Pegasus. There's also the prize for doing the most damage over the entire tournament with Mesa Pegasi. And as this was the theme of the tournament, I've put in 4 Mesa Pegasus in my Composition A deck. Rules, the Mesa Pegasus has changed slightly in that it costs 2 colorless mana to cast. Other than that, it's as it usually is, a 1/1 flying with banding. But I got a buy in the first round, so that made it possible for me just to set up some recording equipment and get some games recorded from this event. And the game we're about to see here is with these guys in the front. We have Christian on the left, chugging that beer, and he's playing the spicy icy archetype. And the guy on the left is Klaus, and he's on mono black Dreams deck. And both of these decks are quite similar. Both are prison and both revolves around pinging the other guy down. Let's go over them real quick here. This is the spicy icy. It has the Moxen in the colors it plays, which is black, red and white. It has access to the blue power and a lot of counter magic, and a lot of removal with the balance, Wrath of God and stuff like that. It also plays with 4 icy manipulators and 4 psychic venom, and psychic venom does 2 points of damage to the player if his lands ever gets tapped. So that's his method of doing the kill, tapping a land with several psychic venoms on it. He also uses factories, obviously, as a secondary win con. Other than that, he tries to gain board control with a lot of removal and counter magic, and then with the icy manipulators and copy artifacts, stuff like that, just to freeze everything down, remove the other guy's stuff, and then poisoning his lands and tapping those lands again and again, just to destroy the other guy. There's also those Royal Assassin's main deck against creatures, so we can just tap the creature with the icy manipulator and kill it with a Royal Assassin. And that's real schoolyard magic for you then. It's one of the oldest combos in the book, played back when we were children, actually. Yeah, so that's its mana base, complete with dual lands and stuff like that. Very, very unorthodox in its method to do the kill, but it has a very, very solid method to gain control here with all that removal and Royal Assassins with ices and copy artifacts and counter magic and white removal with Wrath of God, etc. But those Royal Assassins will be a bit starved for targets, as its opponent has no creatures at all. By some random fluke, these 2 prison decks met up in the first round, and this is a deck with relic barriers, icy manipulators, and underworld dreams. There's also the howling mines. So this particular setup is called the parfait, where he can tap his own howling mines with the relic barriers or his ices in the opponent's turn, and then when it's his own turn, the howling mines will go online again, and he can draw more cards than his opponent. As soon as the Underworld Dreams comes out, the Howling Mines can be activated and just do a bunch of damage on the opponent, as each card he draws will provide damage. There's also Drain Life for some life gain, Mazes of Ith, Pestilence to remove creatures, and 2 Abyss just to remove creatures. But there will be a lot of dread draws on both sides here because they have so much anti-creature in their decks, and very few creatures to remove actually, because both are trying to freeze the board down with those ICs and gain control and ping the other guy there with enchantments. This deck also makes use of that Skull of Orm we see here at the top right. It's an artifact from the dark that costs 3 colors mana to play, and then you can pay 5 colors mana and tap it as a fast effect to take an enchantment from the graveyard and put it into your hand. So it will get exceedingly difficult for the other guy to get rid of those Underworld Dreams and Abyss and Pestilence, as he can just cycle them back in. Yeah, so the kill con here is freezing the board state down with the Icy Manipulators, removing everything the opponent has, and kill him with Underworld Dreams. And if that fails, there's the 4 factories. So quite the interesting matchup here. Both prison decks will try to gain control over the board state here, and there'll be a factory war most likely, and the Underworld Dreams versus the Psychic Venom will be the matchup here, who will be able to ping the other guy down first. Though Spicy Icy has the benefit of playing with those disenchants, so he can remove the Underworld Dreams, but there's that Skull of Orm to get them right back. Let's see what will happen in this prison versus prison matchup. This is round number 1. And a slightly weird thing here is that none of these guys play with the Mesa Pegasus, and I imagine we'll see a lot of those horses in this tournament, as people will be vying to win those subcategories in the tournament as time goes by, doing the first kill with the Pegasus or doing the most damage overall. So they have a roll-off here, and okay, Spicy Icy is on the left here, and he mulligans. As this is a tournament, there's a slight caveat here, is that I don't have that much control over the angles of the lighting and seating, and how these guys, there might be some trouble with glare, though we have tried to minimize it as much as possible. Okay, here's another hand. There's an assist, no, City of Brass there, and a power sink. Okay, Spicy Icy on the play, getting rid of the card right there. So yeah, he mulliganed. Okay, and there's a Dark Ritual from Dreams and an Underworld Dreams turn 1 here, doing a point of damage to the Spicy Icy. And we can't really see the dices, but I've put down some life points down in the bottom left corner here, just for us to so that we know what happens. Okay, I think there was a sinkhole on that Underground Sea right there, so just holding the other guy back. Black Lotus now, wow. And the first Icy Manipulator hitting the table here. Oh yeah, and now he taps the City of Brass in the other guy's upkeep, doing a point of damage, and he takes damage from the Underworld Dreams as well. Oh, look at that. Cracking the City of Brass with another land destruction spell, and he no, with the City in a Bottle he cast right there. So now no Arabian Night cards are allowed in this game. Really putting the hurt on the other guy's mana, and there's a Relic Barrier. This is so mean. Now you can tap, use the Relic Barrier to tap the other guy's artifact in his upkeep, and the Icy to tap the land. At least he got rid of that City of Brass, because another land destruction spell. I think it was a Strip Mine. Now he's completely mana starved. Yeah, because otherwise the Black Dreams could just keep on pinging him with the City of Brass as well. But what can he do here? Mono Black Dreams really has him in the lock. Has destroyed so many mana sources, and he can tap up to 2 mana sources now with the Relic Barrier and the Icy. If only there was a Black Wise, right? That would be even more mean. Okay, tapping his Mox Sapphire with that Relic Barrier. The Relic Barrier is like a free Icy Manipulator, but it only works on artifacts. But it's perfect for tapping your own Howling Mines, and also perfect for an Icy War. If you want to win who gets to tap what, you can just use the Relic Barrier to tap the other guy's icy before it's your turn. And in this instance, you can use it to tap Moxen as the first Howling Mine coming out. Okay, he taps his own Howling Mine at the end of his turn, and then just taps the Sapphire with the icy. Poor Spicy Icy. It doesn't draw any lands here. Okay, untapping again. The Howling Mine. So in this trick, the Mono Black Dreams deck does here is that each time it's his own turn, the Howling Mine untaps, so he can get more cards out of it. And at the end of his turn, he just taps the Howling Mine again. And yeah, the Spicy Icy scoops here. So first blood for the Mono Black Dreams. This is round number 2, and both sides are sideboarded here. The interesting thing is, will either of them have a transformation sideboard and just put a lot of creatures in, or will they use cards against each other more focused? So I wonder if it will be kind of risky to take all your creature removal out, right? Because you don't know if the other guy does a transformation sideboard. Oh, another mulligan from Spicy Icy here. Oh, that's too bad. He didn't draw enough lands there. I didn't draw any lands, I think, and he really needs those because, as we saw in the earlier game, the Mono Black Dreams deck, he's really, really rough on the other guy's mana sources, tapping them and destroying them with ruthless efficiency. So yeah, he'll need to pack a lot of lands in his hand, and preferably a few Moxen if he can manage it. Okay, he's mulliganed twice here. No? Is that a single card? Okay, only mulliganed once. At least as that. Okay, he's on the play. Underground Sea hitting the table here. Let's see if it gets removed turn 1 again. Black Mox coming out? No. Library of Alexandria, and you can use it straight in and just get the Mox out, Dark Ritual, and a Gloom. Man, that really was... Oh, look at that! That's a Psychic Venom on the library. So whenever he taps the Library of Alexandria now, he takes 2 points of damage. It's much more efficient than an Underworld Dreams against him in that way. So yeah, it's a brilliant way to shut down that Library of Alexandria. But that beautiful Beta Gloom right there will keep him back. It would be difficult for Spicy Icy to get his Disenchants and Swords to Plowshares out, especially if the Mono Black Dreams deck is as evil and as prone to land destruction as he was in the previous game. Okay, another Psychic Venom. This is really, really evil. Now he just needs to get an Icy Manipulator out and he can start just tapping that library. And Mono Black Dreams can't remove those Psychic Venoms. Factory hitting the table here. Spicy Icy is rather mana-starved though. Tapping a copy artifact, playing a copy artifact here, probably on the Black Mox, I suppose, just to get some more mana sources out there. And that Gloom will hold him back until he gets about 5 mana sources, so that he can disenchant. Okay, passing the turn. Not much coming out of the Mono Black Dreams at this point, and he doesn't use the Library of Alexandria anymore. He reckons that it isn't worth it, and I agree with that. Okay, Demonic Tutor here. As there are no dreams out, he could elect to get an Ancestral Recall, right? Okay, yeah, he got one there. Place it immediately, I suppose. There we go. And he hasn't made a land drop, so let's just hope he gets a land here. No land. That is not very good at all. Oh man, I really feel for Spicy Icy here. That's the worst feeling when you have these games, and you can sometimes have them in a row. I mean, it's just some odd thing with the shuffling of the deck. Okay. I suppose the Mono Black Dreams can get in now with the factory as Spicy Icy is completely tapped out. Start doing some damage maybe. Really consider something here. Oh yeah, that's a real brutal pick. Just destroying that Tundra with a Sinkhole. Did we get a land here? Come on. Spicy Icy. No land, and that gloom is just holding him in a chokehold here. Now here comes the factory, doing 2 points of damage here. Still no land. Oh man, that is insane after an insistent recall so far into the game. 2 points of damage again. He did a 3rd point of damage. He might have a factory out there that can pump it. Okay, playing a Silverstone here. A desperate attempt to get some stuff out here. I'm usually quite neutral in these games, but I really feel like we need some mana out of Spicy Icy here just to get a game. It's real. Okay, that's one. Otherwise, it would be so annoying for him. Okay, so he plays a Time Twister here. I suppose it makes sense. I didn't see how many cards in hand the Dreams deck had, but he needs to play it now just to draw into some lands. And there are no Under the Dreams out, so he needs to do it before an Under the Dreams hits the table. He can't just keep sitting there, even though he's getting rid of a full hand. He can't keep sitting there and just take damage from that factory. So he must have a land drop. No, yeah, he made a land drop with the factory. So yeah, passing the turn here. And doesn't mind that much to get the other guy within library range. There are those two Psychic Venoms on it. Sinkholing the factory here and then just coming straight over, punching him over the nose with that factory. Now he can tap one of the Moxen in his upkeep with that Relic Barrier, trying to keep the Spicy Icy back. Okay, those were the cards out there. 2 Maces of Ith. So I suppose factories won't be of much use, as there aren't that many creatures in the Spicy Icy deck. I reckon that the Mono Black Dreams kept them in because he feared a transformation sideboard from the Spicy Icy here, and that makes sense. Also, he doesn't know the deck that well yet. They don't know each other's deck as we do. Demonic Tutor here, maybe another Ancestral Recall. He gotta get those lands. Now he takes a Sol Ring. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about that pick, as the Relic Barrier could just tap that Sol Ring. But I suppose that he reckons he might have some lands in hand still that he can put down, and now he just wants to get some mana out there just to get back into the game here. At least those Psychic Venoms holds the Mono Black Dreams back here. As he can't use the Library of Alexandria. Okay, there, now that's annoying, that glare, but as said, it's hard to avoid. I looked it over in slow motion and it's another Relic Barrier here. Even more board control from the Mono Black Dreams deck here. Tapping everything to put down another Gloom, taking 4 points of damage from those Psychic Venoms, so he really wants that down. And then he taps one of the... He can just tap both the Sol Ring and the Silverstone here. Okay, there's a land drop from Spicy Icy 2 Underground Sea, and he can block... At least he can block a factory for now with his own factory, but the moment he actually, if Mono Black Dreams deck, if he keeps one of the Relic Barriers untapped, he can actually just tap the other guy's factory once he activates it, because it becomes an artifact creature there then. So he can get in with that factory if he wants to. Depends on whether he wants to try to hold the other guy back. Yeah, okay, he tries exactly as I said. Yeah, okay, so he activates the factory. Mono Black taps his factory with his Relic Barrier and just gets in with his own factory. And that's yet another Relic Barrier. That's a 3rd Relic Barrier down here. Tapping all the artifact mana. There is a Black Mox though. No white mana as of yet, but Mind Twisting. Okay, now that's a real turnaround here. Mind Twisting his entire hand. Drain Life and Minerals Discs. Several cards. Nice to get rid of those Drain Lives at least. And there were a bunch of other cards I couldn't quite make out. So that might actually turn the game here, but he needs to work fast. Spicy Icy. He needs to get something. He needs to get something out to remove those relic barriers. Or the factory. Okay, I think we're trying to... Someone is trying to find an angle here that gets rid of the glare, but it's a bit difficult. Okay, it was me. Oh yeah, I had a buy at this point, so I'm just walking around between the cameras and trying to mitigate some of the glare, but it's real difficult because people are playing as they should and shuffling the cards around. So yeah, what are you gonna do? They can't see the camera while they're playing. But it's might be slightly better here, I'm not sure. Okay, he's counting them up. 2 factories there and 3 relic barriers and a couple of glooms. Really a prison setup. Tapping the factory, punching in with those 2 factories for 4 points of damage here, and then tapping 2 of those artifact mana sources with the relic barriers. Sort of like holding his arms and spanking him. A lot of underground sea. At least he has a City of Brass there, so now he has access to the white mana. Chaos Orb coming out. What to pick here? I wonder. Can Spicy Icy make a comeback here? That's the question. Okay, he starts off with one of the glooms. Suppose that makes sense. He needs access to all his white cards. Okay, bit chaotic Chaos Orb flip, but it worked just fine. So 1 gloom down, 1 to go. Let's see if he can just grind through those glooms and then start to pick the other guy's artifacts apart. If he might have sideboarded some Dust to Dust in, and that would work wonders here. Black Lotus coming out of the Mono Black Dreams here. And yes, the Icy Manipulator. So now I can start to ping, tap even more stuff and can actually ping the City of Brass by tapping it. Okay, gets power synced here. Oh, I didn't think of that. That works with the Psychic Venoms as well, doesn't it? It forces the other guy to pay his mana. Oh, he could pay for it without using it though. But it still makes sense to cast that power sync because it keeps him alive. It taps the factories as they also lands. Okay, so passing the turn. This is do or die for Spicy Icy here. Taps his City of Brass down to 2 points of life, taps a bunch of artifacts with those relic barriers. 2 factories staring him down. Even if he drops a creature, yeah, that's game. He can Soft to Plowshare one of them, but he can't keep the other thing from getting in. So that's game 2-0 for Mono Black Dreams here, who moves ahead in the tournament. So yeah, we'll just keep these things rolling and see what the next match is. I'll have a few games with myself on Composition A with the Mesa Pegasus, but also a bunch of other games. And as I said, there's a couple of cameras here, so just trying to get as many different kinds of wacky matchups as we can manage here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.